Okay, I'm sorry, what? What is going on? Like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. I really did not know much about this picking it up, and I did not think it was gonna be like this. This is crazy. Hello! Today I'm gonna be reading We Were Liars. Basically how I'm gonna do this video is I'm gonna share my thoughts on the book as I read it, because duh, it's a read with me. And I'm gonna tell you the page number I'm on as I share my thoughts. So if you have your book, you can like literally read your book with me. So I really don't know anything about this book, which is my favorite way to go into reading books. All I know is that it's about a wealthy family and the main character has some kind of accident or something happened to her. I'm gonna start reading. And like I said, if you haven't read this book before, then I'll let you know when spoilers are coming and when you should click off and go get your own copy. Whoa, okay, so right off the bat, there's this really cool map in the book and a little Sinclair family tree. I feel like this is just like a sign that it's gonna be a great book. Welcome to the beautiful Sinclair family, and no one is a criminal, no one is an addict, no one is a failure. And that's literally the opening. This definitely, like right off the bat, already seems like a really toxic family, which the fact that they have to point out that no one's a criminal, an addict, or failure to me means probably someone is, or they just have zero tolerance for anything like that. Oh my god, okay, I'm like at the bottom of page 5, and this is like literally page 5, so I don't think this is a big spoiler, but the main character, Caddy, her dad is leaving them. It says, "Then he pulled out a handgun and shot me in the chest. I was standing on the lawn and I fell. The bullet hole opened wide and my heart rolled out of my ribcage and down into a flower bed. Blood gushed rhythmically from my open wounds, then from my eyes, my ears, my mouth. The bright red shame of being unloved soaked the grass in front of my house." Okay, I'm guessing this is a metaphor, like she feels like she got shot because her dad's leaving, but goddamn, that was very graphic. Like I thought she died. I thought the main character literally died and her dad murdered her. I was like, this story is taking a turn I did not expect. It's a little intense. I'm on page 8, the start of chapter 4, and it says, "Me, Johnny, Mirren, and Gat. Gat, Mirren, Johnny, and me. The family calls us the 4 liars," which I'm assuming is where we get the title of the book, We Were Liars. I always feel like that's kind of cool in like a book or a movie where you have that moment where you're like, oh, that's where they got the title. Okay, but also the fact that they're called the liars, that can't be good. That cannot be good. Okay, I'm on the bottom of page 16, and if you are not reading this along with me, this may be where you want to click off, go buy your copy of the book, and come back to this video because I think we're starting to get into like a bit of spoilers. It says, "I saw Gat, and I saw that rose in his hand, and in that moment, with the sunlight from the window shining in on him, the apples on the kitchen counter, the smell of wood and ocean in the air, I did call it love. It was love." Oh god, I take it all back. The roses are not for her, they're not for her. Honestly, I was wondering, I feel like no romance can like start out just like as like happy and adorable as it did in this book. As much as I was like feeling giddy about like her and Gat, I also was just like waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it dropped. It dropped. Okay, boy, Gat, what are you doing? So I'm on the top of page 24, and Gat just said, "Can I hold your hand, Caddy?" What about Raquel? What about Raquel? This is my reaction to reading pages 26 and 27, the literal roller coaster of emotions. Gat and Caddy kissed and said they love each other. That is crazy, and he still has Raquel, I assume, on the side, but also, this is so bad. I don't want him to cheat on Raquel because poor Raquel, and I feel like Caddy deserves somebody who's not literally in another relationship, but I also want Gat and Caddy to be together, so I'm very conflicted. And then the grandpa walked in on them. That's really awkward. I'm halfway through page 37. I'm guessing this is like the accident that I had read about when reading a little summary. But yeah, what the heck, Gat? Like, that's so bizarre that he like wouldn't be at the hospital, like wouldn't write her back at all. Even if like he's trying not to talk to her because of Raquel maybe. But still, like it sounds like she really got hurt and he's just not there. Like that's so shitty. Okay, again with these dark metaphors. Still on page 37, the beginning of chapter 13. "Welcome to my skull. A truck is rolling over the bones of my neck and head. The vertebrae break, the brains pop and ooze, 1,000 flashing lights shine in my eyes, the world tilts. I throw up, I black out." I'm assuming her head is in a lot of pain, but I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about these like really intense, like gruesome metaphors. It's a really interesting writing style that I don't know if I'm bonding with, but I'm definitely intrigued to know what happened to her. I read a little bit more and then took a lunch break and watched some Steph Bro Rare, that's definitely not how you say her last name, on YouTube. Okay, after a quick break, we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. We were liars. Oh my god, that was so cheesy. I should just stick to reading. I'm like near the bottom of page 52, and it's very odd that she's like giving everything away. I'm assuming it's because like her family is so into like money and items and toxic in that like wealthy way that she's just like kind of like rebelling by getting rid of so much stuff. I thought reading a book about like a really wealthy family would be like super cool and interesting, but I don't know, it just makes me feel like I can't quite relate to Caddy. I get that she's lashing out, I'm assuming, but yeah, the fact that I just like don't quite relate to her is making me have a little bit of trouble caring about the plot. Okay, so I'm on page 55 just before chapter 19, and I get that like Caddy has asked her mom every day like what happened, and her mom tells her and then she forgets, so it just makes sense for her to remember on her own. But it feels like the whole plot of this book now is going to be like her trying to remember. Like her mom really can't just tell her one more time so we as readers can find out what happened. Alright, I'm on part 3, summer 17. So she's got 4 weeks at the island to figure out what happens before she has to go to Europe with her dad. Okay, I guess I'll make a little prediction here, but it seemed like she went out in the water, she hit her head, and then everyone found her on the beach. To me, that seems like pretty straightforward. I feel like the only mystery is like, why was she out there swimming alone? Why didn't she have clothes on with her? I'm guessing some kind of argument ensued between like her and the liars, which caused her to go out swimming alone. And the fact that like no one's responded to her emails and it doesn't seem like anyone was really there for her at the hospital maybe relates back to like whatever argument caused her to go out swimming alone and then hit her head. That's like the best prediction I can come up with. Okay, I'm at the bottom of page 80 and her and Gat are talking. He rubs my palm with his thumb like he did 2 summers ago beneath the stars, and I melt. Eee! Any kind of romance, I just want to like squeal like a little girl. But also, like, come on dude, like he was not there for her when she was in the hospital. She deserves better than somebody who like wasn't even there for her when she was literally physically hurt. Whoa, okay, so I'm like halfway through page 130 and we got 2 big things to unpack here. So Caddy is asking Mirren when they're like in town about why Gat like wasn't there for her during her accident, and it says, he has good reason to be mad, says Mirren finally. What did I do? Mirren sighs, you can't fix it. Okay, drama. Wow, I feel like this is like a whole new piece of tidbit. Still a mystery, but whatever happened that night in summer 15, it sounds like Caddy did something. Like maybe she made Gat mad, maybe Gat hit her. I wouldn't think that he would do that. Or maybe she did something to Gat and then ran off to be on her own and that's how she hit her head in the water. Either way, it sounds like there's a lot more to whatever happened that night, and it definitely involves Gat, and it looks like Caddy isn't really completely innocent. And then the second thing to unpack from this page is Mirren starts choking, gagging like she might vomit, bending over at the waist, her skin damp and pale. I really don't know what to make of her being sick at all, but I feel like it's got to be connected to like everything that's going on in some way. Okay, I'm on page 146. Mirren is like still getting sicker, which is very bizarre. And it's weird, no one seems to be talking about it. So it seems like kind of this like weird, hidden away, like mystery illness that Mirren's going through. Honestly, I'm kind of like really confused about that. Ugh, okay, I'm like halfway through page 161 and Caddy like straight up asks like Mirren what happened, and Mirren won't tell her. And I know like she's supposed to remember on her own because that's what the doctor said, but it just feels kind of silly. Like the whole family knows, all the liars know, I'm sure everyone in the world knows, her doctors know, but Caddy doesn't know. It would just be so easy for someone to tell her and just solve everything. Okay, on that note, I think I'm gonna take a break. I'm on page 161, which is insane that I've literally been sitting here the entire day reading. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Hello, so it is the same night. I took a shower, did my skincare routine, set some mood lighting, and I'm ready to keep reading. I literally started page 1 of part 4, page 167, and it's talking about the building burning down. It is a house built on ashes, ashes of the life Granddad shared with Gran. The new house is built on the grave of all the trophies and symbols of the family. We burned not a home, but a symbol. We burned a symbol to the ground. Literally talking about Claremont burning down and saying that Gat, Johnny, Mirren burned it down. And it's a metaphor. Hello, it is Editing Allie. I did a terrible job of explaining this, but basically, because there was all those like weird metaphors throughout the book, like whenever she would get the really bad headaches, she compared it to like being run over by a truck, or when her dad left, she compared it to like being murdered, that I thought them burning the house down was like some weird metaphor for like how she felt about materialism. Yeah. So I feel really dumb watching the footage back now, and really dumb that I didn't think that the fire was real when it's like the literal giant plot twist of the whole book. But I hope you can like slightly understand why I thought it was a metaphorical fire. I'm on page 170 and it's not a metaphor. They literally burned the house down. Why do I have like utterly no words? So okay, so they literally burned down the house. That's why they built the new house. Those are her real what? You know, I was never a good English student, but I thought when it says, we burned not a home, but a symbol, we burned a symbol to the ground, I thought she was saying like, you know, they metaphorically burned the house down, like maybe they caused a ruckus, you know? No, they literally burned the house down. I mean, in the name of the symbol, but they literally, why would they do that? I'm so confused. I want sunshine, I want rain, I want love, I want the pain. Okay, I just finished page 192, and dang, like I knew this family was messed up, but it's like really messed up. At the beginning, I thought the granddad was like more the good guy, like he was caught in the middle of like all the aunt's greediness, but clearly he is manipulating everybody and pitting everyone against each other and heavily racist. My prediction is that the liars burn down the house so everyone stops fighting over it. Wow. Okay, I just finished reading page 201, and dang, they really planned this. Like, they really planned this. That's crazy. Like, they did that. I love this line at the bottom of page 201. My full name is Cadence Sinclair Eastman, and contrary to the expectations of the beautiful family in which I was raised, I am an arsonist. This is a crazy plot twist. Like, I did not see this coming. I just got to the bottom of page 210. The dog. I want to cry. That really makes my stomach turn into knots. That is, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, I just finished page 219, so I'm right before part 5, Truth. Which Truth, I'm assuming we're gonna find out everything. Obviously, her accident had to do with the fire, with her being burned in the fire. But it did mention for like a good amount of time, like her being found on the beach without her clothes, like her in the water, having hit her head in the water. So I'm curious if that's like a lie that her family told her. We don't care about what we find, we just need each other's time. Okay, I'm sorry, what? Okay, I'm literally just like a little bit into chapter 80. Gat, Mirren, and Jonathan perished in a house fire. Is this gonna be like one of those plots where it turns out Cadence is like imagining it all, like her head is like causing her to imagine like Gat, Mirren, and Johnny, and they just like aren't really there? But I'm honestly gonna be so mad if they died. It literally says they died, but I just can't believe it. What is going on? Young and reckless by design, I find my peace of mind. So I'm at like the top middle-ish of page 232, and oh my god. Reading like that whole story of like them lighting the fire and like her running out and realizing what she had done, I literally am just like speechless. Like I want to cry. Like my stomach feels like disgusting. And here I have killed them. My liars, my darlings. Killed them. My Mirren, my Johnny, my Gat. Here I am frozen when I deserve to burn. Oh my god, you know what else I just realized? That's why Mirren didn't read her emails. No one was there to read them. That's why Gat wasn't there for her at the hospital. They were literally dead. As much as I want to finish it because there's literally like 20 pages left, it is really late, so I'm gonna go to bed, and then in the morning I'm gonna finish the last like 20 pages and then give you like my whole thoughts on the whole book. Yeah, I have a lot to say, but also no thoughts in my mind at the same time. Like I'm literally speechless. Stressed. I'm stressed. Wow. Okay, this book has me hella stressed. Hello! It has been like a week since I last saw you guys, which is really bad because I literally have 18 pages left. But yeah, it's been a busy week, so I'm glad it's Saturday and I have time to read again. I'm curious if like anything else is gonna happen or if it's just gonna be her like coming to terms. Yeah, I wonder if this will affect her headaches now that she remembers, if that will go away. Enough predicting, I'm gonna start reading. I'm sorry to stop again so soon, but on the bottom of page 233, it says, Johnny wanted to run a marathon. He wanted to go mile upon mile, proving his lungs would not give out. His lungs filled with smoke. He has nothing to prove now. There is nothing to run for. The thing that he wanted to do with himself for all the future, proving his lungs were strong, and then that's like the thing that got him killed and like took away his future. I still feel like I'm in high school English class a bit with like analyzing things and like the metaphors and the connections, but like in a great way now. Like it's like really, really beautiful. I always feel so weird when I finish books. Like I've been in this like black hole of like this book world and now it's gone, but my head still feels in the book world. I guess that's why they call it like a book hangover. Whenever I finish a book, I always like rereading the last 3 words because I feel like the last 3 words normally like really summarize like the true meaning of the book. So I want to read you the last 2 words because this last sentence is only 2 words, but it's I endure, which I feel like just really completely summarizes Cadence and like the whole journey she went on, enduring and persevering despite like the entire tragedy that happened. Okay, I have collected my thoughts. I am so mixed on like what to like give for like a final rating for this book. I can't remember when they like revealed the plot twist, but I'm pretty sure it was the last like 50-60 pages, which I absolutely loved. Like I cannot believe I was able to put it down for a week. Like that was insane and like so like tragically beautiful. Like yeah, I was in love with the end. However, the first like 200 pages, I was really confused. I did not bond with the writing style. I feel like I didn't know like the characters well. The whole like beginning, it felt kind of like vague-ish. Like scenes were really short, dialogue was really short, like there wasn't a lot of like description. And yeah, again, like now looking back, I can see why. I can see how that's like really clever and really cool because we're seeing it through Cadence's mind. And so because she had all these like memory issues and she didn't quite know, you know, what was going on, and like the liars were in her head for the whole like present summer, and so it makes like perfect sense, and it's like such a cool and like clever thing to do. If I went back and read the book again, I feel like I would really love it and like really appreciate the beginning. But even though now I can appreciate it, I didn't when I was first reading it. Like I literally almost wanted to stop reading it. So is it like really clever and cool that the author did that writing style, or was it like too clever in a way that it would just kind of is a detriment to people reading it for the first time because you might not want to get through the first 200 pages? I don't know. I would give the first 200 pages like 2.5 stars, and then the last 50 pages 4.5 stars. Yeah, I guess I would give it a 3 overall. I'm curious if like the liars being in her head in the most present summer, are they ghosts or are they just like in her mind? Which in a way it doesn't really matter. It's like the same effect either way, but it is like a little different. So yeah, let me know, do you think that they're literal ghosts or in her mind and like something her brain created to like help her like process and remember everything? Okay, the plot twist. I did not see that coming in 100 bagazillion bazillion million years. The only thing I didn't love about the twist is that the liars for the whole summer were like in her mind or ghosts. I do think that's interesting. I just feel like it's a little cheap. I went to like film school. We would talk about like the like cheap endings are like it was all a dream, or it was all in the character's head, or the character like secretly has a twin. Like there's like a few tropes in film that are like really cheap endings, and I just feel like that's kind of one of them. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I do like really love the like fire plot twist, which was the main plot twist. I kind of want to read another E. Lockhart book. Like I do and I don't, but I'm just like really curious if her other books are similar in like writing style and in like plot twistness. If anyone else has like read any other books by her, like let me know which ones you like and if they're similar to this one or like really different. Also, E. Lockhart is like such a baller name. Like imagine being like, hi, I'm E. Lockhart. Nice to meet you. I don't know, I just think that's so cool. That's all my thoughts on We Were Liars. I almost like don't want to end this video because that will mean that I've truly finished this book and I'm about to enter my book hangover.
Also, I'm gonna be reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo next. I don't know anything about this book at all, like literally at all, besides it's like set in the 50s in Hollywood, I believe. But yeah, if you want to read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo with me, I'm gonna read this, and this video will be coming out soon, so make sure you go get your copy and then you can read along with me. And let me know if you like this style of video. I know read with me vlogs are nothing new, but I really wanted to make it to where you can like literally read with me and like hear all my thoughts on every page, kind of like a book club. So like I'll tell you what book I'm reading next. You can go grab it if you're interested in reading it, and then wait for the video to come out and like read along with me and like pause and play as I'm on like different pages and as you read to that page. Oh, and let me know everything you think about We Were Liars. Just make sure to put a little spoilers thing at the beginning for anyone reading the comments that hasn't read the book for some reason. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.